Welcome back. Let's get into our headline bulletin and continue with reaction to former President Jacob Zuma being held at the Estcourt Correctional Centre in KwaZulu-Natal. This after handing himself over ahead of the midnight deadline. Zuma's imprisonment follows a lengthy legal battle to avoid the Constitutional Court's incarceration order. The country's highest court sentenced Zuma to 15 months in jail for contempt after he failed to attend hearings of the state capture inquiry. All right, with us now, we've got the UDM's leader, Bantu Holomisa, to get some reaction to it. Good to have you this morning. Give us your immediate reaction to the arrest and incarceration of former President Jacob Zuma.
Good morning. Say what you will of former President Jacob Zuma, but he quietly, boldly had said that he was not afraid to go to jail, and he has now voluntarily handed himself over to the police. Like any ordinary citizen, submitting oneself for justice is the right thing to do. The UDM commends him for doing so and playing into the hands of some noisemakers. Fortunately for South Africa, the Zondo Commission is being taken seriously, and Mr. Zuma's arrest should send shivers down the spines of those in cabinet and government who have not walked straight and narrow. So we commend the action or decision by Umsholozi to surrender himself to the authorities.
Mm-hmm. What in your opinion, what does this do for the rule of law in South Africa? Because many have been questioning it, many have been waiting for the action. I mean, you yourself have been exceptionally vocal about this. What does this move do for South Africa?
Well, we saved the face of South Africa, and in particular, the face of the Constitution as well as the judiciary. So I don't think in future we will have anyone now who would want to resort to unconventional methods by threatening war instead of giving in to the demands by the courts.
Do you think that this is one of many high-profile arrests that we can expect? I mean, because, you know, when we talk to, and as you yourself have said, I mean, we look at the state capture inquiry, and this again is another step and another indication of how seriously this particular inquiry is being taken. Do you foresee and predict many other arrests coming?
Oh, yes, there is no doubt that this arrest will raise the morale of the law enforcement agencies and in particular the National Prosecuting Authority. But what they need to do now is to make sure that the courts are ready, because if you notice, there are a lot of delays in prosecution in this country, and that's because the lawyers who represent these the culprits, their duty is just collect money from these affected people, and they move around the country postponing cases. We need to be stricter, but I'm happy that at least President Zuma had voluntarily went there, and but we can now discuss any other things, politics, pardon, indemnity, but at least the legal side. Judiciary has done their side. Now leave this phase we are in now in politicians. Mm-hmm. Can look into that.
Yeah.
We are not closing door for Mr. Zuma.
One final question to you. In terms of politics within the ANC now, what do you think that this is going to do to the party?
It's unfortunate that the ANC has got a mountain to climb, especially to normalize to deal with their institutionalized corruption. So their seniors, they have to send a message that, guys, the Christmas is over. We are going to be arrested, all of us. Let us stop it.
All right, UDM leader Bantu Holomisa giving us his reaction. Sir, thanks so much for talking to us here on the program, and we'll continue. I can see Samkele Maseko is ready for a crossing there. I think he's in Estcourt. Looks like he's outside the police station, but we'll cross to him. We're just getting things up and running there. Let's finish the headline bulletin very quickly. We'll turn our attention to issues around COVID as well. The Independent Electoral Commission has postponed the voter registration weekend. It was scheduled for later this month. It's now 2 weeks later. The Commission said it had been forced into the delay by the third wave of coronavirus infections. And the latest on those numbers, 21,427 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported. This pushes the number of active cases across the country to over 195,000. The National Institute for Communicable Diseases has also reported another 411 deaths, and that takes the toll to 63,039. Right, that wraps up our top stories for today. Continue to stay tuned. We're bringing you all the reaction that we possibly can to events that have unfolded over the last couple of hours. We also want your reaction. This is where we want South Africa to speak. What is your reaction to the arrest and incarceration of former President Jacob Zuma? He is the first democratically elected president to be arrested in South Africa, and of course, this is a moment certainly that is going to be reflected on throughout the day and throughout the course of history as well. But we'll keep you covered here on the SABC, but we can't wait to hear from you. Please send us your reactions. Quick break, more after this. Stay tuned.